Now's better than later.
Don't worry, Warden. We'll put down this rebellion.
May King Harrowmont reign for 1,000 years.
You will always have a place in King Harrowmont's court.
Long live King Harrowmont.
The Assembly paid you great honor, Warden.
Your role in this election will long be remembered, Warden.
The throne restored and legends put to rest. Incredible.
I'm surprised to see you here, traitor.
Calling me a traitor.
The throne restored and legends put to rest. Incredible. If I'd heard it secondhand, I'd have called it a sodding lie. Warden, we've got a king because of you. The rest impressive, but the Legion is grateful most for restored leadership. It frees us to fight to the Darkspawn properly. You'll have us. It's time the surfaces saw the good this stone can unleash. Back to Orzammar when we win, though. I'll not stay topside to lose my stone sense.
Indeed, my friend, indeed. Alice. I haven't been here since they banished me.
Greetings.
Oh, there is King.
You will always be welcome here.
You are always welcome on these estates, Warden.
I will not forget who won me this throne.
House Harrowmont will not
House
forget
Harrowmont considers you one of its own.
House Harrowmont owes you everything.
Thank you for having faith in House Harrowmont.
I don't. Honestly, I kind of regret it. I kind of wanted to put Balin back in charge. Because Harrowmont will retreat. But no, Dianna wouldn't. Dianna wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. That became insane. She can cure injury. Thing. Okay, I can bring back another party member. Since I lost my friend. Who do I want near me?
Indeed.
Thunder Humper.
No.
I await your command.
So, full of questions, are you?
Possibly, if I had the desire to. I do not. Perhaps you should dispense with your threats. I will pass on my mother's knowledge if and when it suits me.
She didn't like that. Right, I made her a mage.
So Harrowmont managed to snatch the throne after all. And I hear we have you to thank.
I will not allow the warriors that serve my house leave to defend the surface. Why should our strong dwarven men die for these humans? And that wife of Harrowmont's? She doesn't deserve to be queen. I've even seen her wearing the same dress twice. Shameless.
Very shameless.
News of the hour. Lord
King
Harrowmont
Endrin can rest in
victorious.
peace now.
Lord Balin pathetic and dead. A good day for Orzammar. I just get paid to speak the truth. If you have an issue, speak to my employer.
At last we have a king again. I trust that King Harrowmont will do what is best for Orzammar.
Well, I see what sort of company
Ancestors
you've
favored
taken.
King Harrowmont.
their turn. It's good to see another house take the throne.
Trading district.
Have you seen my lunch? It's a piece of lichen bread with a spread of old cheese and shredded dried meat. I'm only asking because you never know who's going to get hungry. Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't notice. Most people don't anymore. Or maybe they're too polite to mention it. I had a little incident a few years back. Too much time with the raw lyrium ore, you know. Maybe it was a bad vein. I cut myself and the dust got straight in the blood. Since then, it's been a little hard for me to concentrate. Except when forging, then I'm straight as an arrow. Best work you've ever seen. Look around the shop. See for yourself. Aye, of course we are. You should know that. Even surface dwarves lose it. Us down here, though, we should be able to handle it just fine. Only not too much, and not every day, and not breathing the dust, and not directing the blood. Ancestors' own bad luck.
Jeez.
Not crazy, just a little forgetful. Don't worry, I'm fine when I work. Just look at my wares. I have the best blades here. Enchanted to hold fire, ice, anything you want to put in it. Right, best in the trade, you know. I work the ore myself.
Okay, time to make some money. Pulling a lot of this stuff around. Has to reduce movement. Actually, I'm not gonna sell you.
Have you seen my lunch? I'm only asking because you never know who's going to get hungry. Right, best in the trade, you know. I work the ore myself.
Best way to do this is to bring everything to one seller, because then you can buy it back. Do that to my camp. That's a good E7 gold. Look at that. The beauty of a ring. Good items.
You're the best wrangler I've ever seen, but there's more out there.
Balin's supporters aren't going to take this lying down.
Ancestors smile on our new King Haramont.
I'm going to lie low until King Haramont puts down this rebellion.
It's not over. Haramont will not be king for long.
You've returned. With all the excitement over the new king, I never expected you to remember my poor son. Did you learn anything about my ruck? What is it? Is he dead? Oh, please don't torment me.
Yeah.
Crazy. Oh, ancestors, save him. I've heard of this. Lost soldiers turning on each other, eating darkspawn flesh. Is that what happened to my boy? Why didn't you bring him home? Such a good boy. Still thinking of me after all he's been through. I have to go to him. He needs me. Oh, he must be so frightened out there, so lonely. I thank you for what you've done. Even if you couldn't be bothered with more. Take this. It's my husband's masterwork, the first shield he smithed. I was saving it for Ruck, but I want you to have it, as my thanks.
I can't believe that scheming Harriman stole the throne. Now his taxes will bankrupt us to pay for his wife's diamonds. Are you here to buy something or what? I'll take your gold. You're good for that.
I'm good for that.
Maker's blessing, sister. I never expected to see you back. Is there something you seek? Not yet, but I have an audience with the Shaper this afternoon. The Shaperette must approve any large change to Orzamar's society. Without their blessing, the Maker's word will never be heard here. Of course, the Shaper has heard my plea before. I doubt he'll change his mind now. The Shaperette is in the prime tier of the city, near the royal estate. Does this mean you will help me then? Never mind. The Shaper of Memories has refused me so far. I thought perhaps with another advocate. Well, if you have a change of heart, let me know.
The Assembly paid you great honor, Warden.
Orzammar, yeah. Orzamar's a good place. I just need to find the Shaper again. Quartz.
Get out of here! The bad luck you are.
That's right, I did that.
Orzammar may have a new king, but that don't keep the drunks from their ale. I hear you helped Lord Harrowmont take the throne. Perhaps you're more honorable than Balin, after all. Well, grab any of my maids if you want a drink.
He's a right good man, our king. Bottoms up.
Afternoon, stranger. You looking for a stool to share a brew? Name's Naveen. I fight with Prince Balin's expeditionary field unit. Yourself? Aye. I heard the Grey Wardens picked you out of the deep. Good folks, Wardens. I was in the deep roads when that one came by. What was his name? Dukan, Dunka... something like that. I met him, sure. Good man. Solid. He knows what we go through in the deep roads. Not many do. Not even the ones who live this close. You have to be on the front lines.
Well, Meg.
I go where I'm sent, fight when I'm there, and leave politics where it belongs. Darkspawn. Not much use in turning our weapons elsewhere while those vermin still live. Watch yourself. Orzammar politics are getting near as dangerous as battle.
Is there something you need? It is no trouble.
Greetings to you.
Long live King Harrowmont!
Long live King Harrowmont. Here's to another 30 years of nothing changing.
Excuse me, I'd rather be alone.
Oh, Stone. This means Balin's
A
never
toast
going to
to
pay
King
my father's
Harrowmont!
tribute.
No singing until the dinner hour.
Hey, there's two of you.
I'm coming. Hold on.
I'm going to lie low until King Harrowmont puts down this rebellion.
Just watch for a bit. That's cool. Yeah, I'm excited that you
News
are
of
going
the
in.
hour. Harrowmont is king. What more need be said?
Curious what you're gonna pick when you're here.
So Harrowmont managed to snatch the throne after all. And I hear we have you to thank.
Gonna be a thing. Taper it.
Disgusting. Someone stole from the Shaperate. The memories have never seen such a thing.
Yeah, going here is a thing for everyone, yes.
I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being castless. Imagine. He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dust Town. They couldn't know the value.
Well, yeah. So I mean, you got to Morrigan. right? So like that's what you told me last. So yeah, you have to. Sure, they've told you about the contracts or
Perhaps
the
you should
treaties.
stand over there instead.
So. Yeah, so you're gonna come here to Orzammar to demand that they, uphold the treaty, just like the others.
I started to worry. I didn't know if you were ever coming back. Did you find any records? Any sign of the old Orton Tig? You found them? Let me see. That's my great-grandmother's name. And her husband. Oh, great ancestors, it's them! It's me! I am an Orton. Oh, thank you. I have to take these to the assembly right away. Find me there. Once these are acknowledged, I'll give you any reward.
Impressive work, Warden. King Haramont's impending coronation has been entered into the memories. Is there something more I can help you with? What's this? A list of names. Most of these clans no longer even exist. Is this authentic?
You bet your hairy arse it is. Taken from a tablet in Caridin's fortress, no less.
Then is it true? The rumors of Caridin's so-called volunteers? Extraordinary! I would love to make a copy of this. The Shaperate has never had much information on Caridin and his golems, much less proof of this magnitude. Warden, I hope this artifact from our archives will suffice as a reward. I must inform the Shaperate at once.
Give me. Resistance is good. But yeah, so you're off to build an army. That's what I'm doing. Been doing. Assembly. I helped her out.
My name's Orta. After the old Orton house, they gave our seat back. And the records show which houses still owe House Orton money. One day, I will be able to properly thank you for all you've done for me. And I don't know what treasure is left, but whatever I get, you can have as much as you want. I'll have to find someone willing to look. Maybe a whole expedition. If the Tig is still there, it must have something. House Orton will not forget this kindness. Didn't that sound official?
And we got 5 gold. Anything to help the war effort. I believe that's it. I've looked for a thief. In the proving ground. And why did I only get 4 stars?
News of the hour. All hail King Pyral Harrowmont, the worthiest war hesitant.
Or are you saying I get 4 stars because that's 100%? Highest possible score.
Ah, win. Care to partake of Ogren's fine homebrew? It's the drink of the gods.
Ale, is it? And I hope it's brewed hygienically?
Of course. I may not know clean from a beggar's ass when it comes to most things, but I don't mess around with my ale.
Very well, let's have a taste.
Well, what do you think?
Very nice.
Ah, you like it? Well, I never...
Attractive amber color, nutty flavor, slightly sweet, just a hint of toastiness. There's some spice to it I'm finding hard to place.
Yes, yes?
Is it cloves?
Cloves! Ha ha! By the stone, you're a lady after my own heart. If I weren't buckled in this armor, I'd take you around the corner and... Well, you know.
Give me more ale?
Need more ale, exactly.
Harrowmont's fools! Only Balin can move us forward! Attack!
Very well.
You will learn to fear me! Push them back! You're in a little over your head! On your guard, Rex! Someone's gonna fall and it sure won't be me!
Careful.
Just call me the Reaper. So be it. No mercy! We are victorious again. I see.
Certain someone in my party? What are you trying to say, huh? What are you trying to say?
No more matches until the new king decrees it.
The ancestors truly favor Harrowmont.
I hope you were enjoying the provings.
Like you.
The palace sent a missive that my cousin is disappointed by my lack of support. They say there'll be an investigation.
Blonde kid. What?
We are at your service.
No one that's blonde in here.
No more matches until the new king decrees it.
Can't go anywhere. Oh, that's not true. The proving is. Can't go anywhere. But alone.
The ancestors have smiled on you today.
Very well. I am your death! Have at ya! I shall do it. Fools! I see. You will learn to fear me!
Got it back. Good, we found the thief. It's so strong after going in the deep roads. Nothing's worse than Darkspawn. Balin's guys were trying to kill me.
So, Win, How'd you know so bleeding much about ale? Have some tawdry tale of misspent youth to tell?
Nothing quite so interesting, my friend. The tranquil mages of the Circle just happen to be alchemical miracle workers, and they brew more than just potions. There was always a pitcher or two of fine ale at our supper table.
Well, bless my britches. Maybe when all this is done, I'll chat up one or two of them quiet mages.
Tranquil.
Tranquil, quiet, insipid. Same difference.
News of the hour. Supporters of disgraced Lord Valen take to the streets.
You found it. Warden, you have my gratitude. You're a bright spot in an otherwise dark time.
As That is a most offensive odor.
And you're looking at me?
Should I be looking elsewhere? Have you forgotten about the fish you stored in your backpack, perhaps?
I was saving it. Won't be ready for the lie for at least another day.
Even the Chastened did not have such disgusting habits, and they consumed the flesh of the dead.
Fine, fine. I'll soak it in the lie now. Have it your way, Miss Squeamish.
That's not what I... no, never mind. Just get it over with, quickly.
Give me a moment. Of course everything's all right. Just give me one sodding moment. By the stone. I feel like I'm about to fall off the world with all that sky up there. Too bad. It's kinda like being drunk, but so much cheaper. Well, let's get moving. We're losing, whatchamacallit, daylight.
Long live King Haramont! Hail to the Grey Warden! Long live King Haramont!
I hear there isn't even really any Darkspawn down south. It's all Grey Warden work.
They're a devious lot, that's for sure.
Greetings, milady. Greetings, milady.
Long live the King of Orzammar. So we don't go through this again.
Who is it? Who's our new king?
They don't know how close they came to losing their food lifeline.
Ah, you want to see some of the best previously owned equipment in Thedas, friend? Oh, of course. And remember, everything's covered by Farron's 24-hour lifetime guarantee.
Something on your mind? Of course. I didn't know them for very long, but I guess it was longer than you. You never met them all, did you? They were quite a group. Actually, they felt like an extended family, since we were all cut off from our former lives. We also laughed more than you'd think. There was this one time... Well, you probably don't want to hear stories about men you didn't know. There was one Grey Warden who came all the way from the Anderfells. What was his name? Gregor. He was a burly man with the biggest, fuzziest beard you've ever seen. And the man could drink. He drank all the time, but he never got drunk. Finally, we all made a pool to see just how many pints it would take to put him under the table. Sometimes, we were kin of a sort. All of us had gone through the joining, so we knew... Well, anyhow, it doesn't have to be deadly serious all the time. Anyhow, we never did find out. He said he'd drink a pint for every half pint that the rest of us drank. He was still going by the time the rest of us were passed out. I'm told that Duncan walked in later on and saw us all passed out from one end of the hall to the other, and Gregor still drinking. Duncan laughed until he nearly... Until... Yes, I suppose so. I thought I was done with this, but it just struck me that I have nothing to remember Duncan by. Nothing at all. There's no body, not even a token of his that I could take with me. That must sound really stupid to you. I just would have liked something of his to take with me, that's all. Well, there's no use in moaning about it, is there? He's gone. Let's just go.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat? A pair of earrings, perhaps? A cheese knife? Well, if you're really interested, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I'm originally from Orzammar, just as you are, I suspect. You don't have the look of a surface dwarf about you. I was a merchant there, too. Merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business. Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved them. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose. So, as I said, things were going well. But good things must come to an end. One day, a noble woman came to my store. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay. Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother. He'd been lost in a cave-in, you see, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running close to the city. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse. She had me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like that. Well, I didn't steal them. You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for me. The lost tigers. They're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure. Something worth a little gold. The noblewoman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces. I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out. Bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface first opportunity I got. Never looked back. Yes, here I am. Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you? Queen Honora issued a plea to the Benorn to stand down lest there be a repeat of the Winter's Breath elsewhere. I don't think they're listening, though. Many of them think Honora isn't even the one really speaking. They say the Queen does what her father tells her. Can't say I blame them. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. Look, we don't rob people, all right? We don't take things from people that need them. The things in the Lost Tigers, what good did they do lying there? I brought them back to Orzammar, where people could look at them and remember. It's not all that different up here. There are places long abandoned by the humans everywhere. Even more now with the Darkspawn coming. People flee from the Blight with good reason, but they forget things. Things with value and meaning. They leave them behind because they're frightened and desperate. And sometimes, my boy and I, we find our way to these places before the Horde descends, and we save these things. I take them away so the Darkspawn don't get them. Is that so bad? They destroy everything they touch. No, of course not. And when it ends, I will go back to finding ruins, or move on. I don't really have much of a choice. Ah, yes. I'm married to a fine woman back in Denerim, it's true. She'd give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be. Sandal here. I found him in the deep roads years ago. Abandoned, I think, and he was never quite right in the head. I took him in, and I brought him with me when I came here to the surface. It may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again. It's not as if I don't benefit, mind you. Turns out the boy's a natural working with enchantments. He might have even been lyrium-addled. I never thought of that before, to be honest. Happens sometimes. He can work an enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own shop, if he knew how.
Enchantment.
Well, he does seem to enjoy it, at least. I've heard a lot of stories of bands of Darkspawn roaming the countryside far north of the Kokori Wilds. They just seem to appear out of nowhere and disappear just as fast. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. There's been a battle out at Winter's Breath. Several of the Benorn banded together and fought against Loghain's men. Maybe 1,000 on the field, all told. Tyrn Loghain won the day, it said, but there were heavy losses on both sides. It's a fight for the throne, just like in the old times. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. There's news come out of Redcliffe at last. Seems that Arl Eamon has come down with some deadly sickness, probably the blight, and he may even die. If he does, that probably means no one else can stand up to Tyrn Loghain in the Landsmeet. Rather fortunate turn for Tyrn, no? That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Okay. Crazy. I feel like I have been down there. In those caves. Long time. So much housekeeping to be done. I should probably... I can sell these. This shell's gone. I did not know that would happen. That was very, very surprising. Makes me sad. Resistance versus undead. Housekeeping to do.
Yes.
Make sure you're armored up.
Indeed.
And is armed up, and...
Yes.
Go to Dunham. Be a good place to match everything up.
The Circle of Magi stands ready to assist, Grey Warden, as do the Templars of the Chantry. There are always areas to improve on, Grey Warden. The most useful for my talents are runes.
Orzammar has sent her best, Warden. It has been a long time since the Dwarven army has marched on the surface. Outfitting any army on short notice, there's always room for more gear. Gems would serve the most utility. The Middlestone, sapphires, and the like. We're dealing with many smaller foundries, and larger values might overwhelm.
Is there something you need? It is no trouble.
Looking for little old me? Yes? What's on your mind?
Hey, thanks for the raid. Dragon Age all the way. Hello, everybody. If my people are, not lurking, send some cats. Thank you, yeah. And a welcome. I'm actually just doing some housekeeping right now. Gotta make sure they're all nice and armored.
Yes.
Speak, then. Then I suggest we move on. I am hardly surprised. Very well. As you wish.
Here I am. Oh, this should be good. Go ahead. And why not? There are many things to enjoy about being a crow in Antiva. You are respected, you are feared, the authorities go out of their way to overlook your trespasses, even the rewards are nothing to turn your nose up at. As for the killing part, well, some people simply need assassinating. Or do you disagree?
You stripped Alistair of his armor. Oh, that's a cool emo. Is that Yoshi?
Now there's an interesting word, innocent. How many men do you know who can claim to be truly innocent? But if you're talking generalities, such as children and relatives and bystanders and such, never on purpose. But it happens. It's unfortunate, but death comes to us all. If not me, then some wasting disease, or a fall down the stairs, or at the hands of a Darkspawn. It's all relative in the end. Death happens, as we like to say, and when I get paid for it, death happens more often. As far as enjoying the act of killing itself, why not? There is a certain artistry to the deed, the pleasure of sinking your blade into their flesh and knowing that their life is in your hands. It is not pleasure, per se, nothing sexual. It is more a sense of satisfaction, a feeling of power. Does that make sense? No matter. There are many things I did not enjoy about being a crow, of course. Having no choice, being treated as an expendable commodity, the rules, oh, so many rules. But simply being an assassin, I like it just fine. I will continue to do it if I can, even if I am not a crow. Honestly, could you picture me doing something else? whereas I am content merely doing what I happen to be good at. It's a talent that not many come by honestly. I don't see why I need not pursue it. Of course, all these thoughts are moot. Chances are still good that you and I will perish, eaten by Darkspawn or slain by the crows at some point. Very gruesomely, I imagine. But it is pleasant enough to chat about. Come, let's move on while our boots still have some wear in them.